Good morning, everybody. Hope your day is going good so far. It's early in the morning, and today I'm going to be painting my wind chime. I started painting it at the end of summer. I had to bring it in, and because I kept getting wasps going into these holes. So I'm thinking too, maybe I should just put some paper, but I don't know if it'll change the sound. I'll have to check it out first. Or maybe just painting it will take the scent away from the wasps to keep coming back, as I think they must leave like a scent, because I brought it in the summertime when the wasps kept going in, and I took it in my kitchen sink and I washed it, and then I put it back outside and they kept going in there. So I don't know what the deal is, and I really like my wind chime. I love the sounds it makes. So I'm going to be painting it. I finished painting it just like I did this one in the inside. I think it looks really pretty when you paint the inside of it. And I'm going to paint the rest that way. And then I'll usually probably hang it up right here in this corner by the post. There's a hook there. Yeah, so I'm going to get started. Yeah, I don't have a stand to video, so I'm going to just pause it and show you what it looks like when I'm all finished. Well, let's just see. Let's take one step at a time, and we'll go from there. So just give me a sec. Okay, so I'm going to paint this one green. I don't want to do the paint so thick because, and you have to excuse my so-called paintbrush. I couldn't find my other paintbrushes. I had to hide them from my son because he likes to get into my stuff. And then, uses it and makes things out of other stuff because he's pretty creative. He made these puppets, and so the paintbrushes that are like sponges and then they have wooden dowels for the handles. Yeah, well, he took my paintbrushes apart and was making, what do you call them, wands, for the puppets' hands. They're like sticks. Yeah, he took them apart. So I was like, really, this kid? So I went and I put them away because he had already used like 3 of them. And I was like, really, I think you only need 2, and then he started using them for something else. So I was like, okay, I need to put these away and hide them from him. Well, I must have hit him so good, I can't remember what the heck I did with them. And I'm like, it's not with my stuff I put away, like my art supplies and stuff. It's not there. So I don't know. Maybe he found them and he has them somewhere in his stuff. So I'll have to ask him when he wakes up. He's still sleeping. But yeah. So see what a difference that makes. It just, I don't know. I think it looks really nice. Painting it a color on the inside, and plus it won't look so plain. So let me get another color and I'll be right back. Okay, so this one I'll do yellow. I have some yellow here. Oh, here, I'll share a funny story. Okay, so I'm Hispanic. Okay, growing up, my grandma used to speak Spanish to us, and we would speak English back to her. And she said she wanted some ice. Well, ice is in Spanish yellow, you know. And she said to bring her some yellow, well, in Spanish, you know, and bring me some ice. But she said in Spanish to bring her some yellow. But, and so I'm like, what? She wants me to bring her some yellow. Yellow what, you know? And so then I go to her and I'm like, yellow what? What do you mean yellow? Like, what kind of yellow? Yellow what? And I was like, I'm thinking she wants me to bring her a piece of yellow paper or, you know, just something silly. Like, I don't know. I was probably only like 7 years old or something. And she wanted me to bring her some yellow. Yellow. So I was in my room and, you know, I'm looking around trying to find something yellow. And I was like, so then I go to her room because, well, obviously she wants something of her own. And I couldn't find anything yellow. So I knew my dad had yellow flowers in the backyard. So I went out and I picked a yellow flower. And I came back and you know, I think my aunt was over and I brought her a yellow flower. And she's like, well, what's this for? You know, and she's like, oh, my aunt's like, oh, Rosie, look at how sweet. She's so thoughtful. And then she's like, well, that's nice, but I'm still waiting for my yellow. And I was like, what? I don't get it. And so well, then I said, well, it's yellow. And then they all just started laughing. And they never let me forget about that craziness. You know, I was like, oh, wow. I was just like, really? Okay. But yeah, it was pretty funny. Guess you had to be there, but it was really funny. So, okay. So the yellow is pretty translucent. So I think I'll probably do a second coat on that one, let it dry, and then do a second coat on that color. And I wanted to do red, but my reds are empty. So my son doesn't, you know, throw the empty tubes away. He just leaves them in the Ziploc. So, so I'm thinking I have red and I don't. So let me pick another color and I'll get right back to you. Okay, I'm back. So, let me move this over. I'm going to paint this one. This one's like, I don't know what's going on with that one. If I had sandpaper, that'd be great, but I don't, so. Yeah, growing up, I made a video yesterday about my canna lilies, and growing up, my dad had all kinds of color of canna lilies. I have red ones, and they are from my house. I used to live before, and when I moved here, I brought the plants over, and mind you, I only had like probably, I don't know, maybe like 6 or 7 bulbs, and what you see in my other video previously, you see there's so many, but I've been, you know, growing these. I'm here at my new house. I've been living here for like 13 years, so this is, you know, the plants have been with me for a while. These elephant ears, I've also had them for this long, but I can never get them to grow. And I would just keep them in these little pots. You know, I did have them trying to grow in my front yard, but since it's so sunny out in the front, they don't grow very well, and they don't get watered as much. But with these, I water them more because, you know, the backyard is a lot more, I guess, cooler and shady in areas. So they did well back here in the backyard. So Yeah, so the elephant ears are in these little pots, and I've been like, I'm finally just decided I'm going to put them in little pots. I'm not going to try and put them in the ground because I'm going to end up killing them. And these elephant ears go way back from when I was probably like, as far as I can remember, I must have been 7. Who knows? Maybe they were around even earlier before that. My grandma loved elephant ears, and I always talk about my grandma. And I was raised by my grandparents. My mother, she passed away when we were all little, and I have 3 brothers and a sister. So all of us were raised by our grandma and my grandpa. But we called our grandpa Daddy. I know it sounds funny, but so if I ever hear me say Daddy, it's because I'm referring to my grandpa. I don't know why we decided to call him that and not my grandma mom, but I think at one point I did. But so my dad, he was a really good gardener. Like, he would plant trees, and the backyard used to look like, it was just so beautiful. Like, he had like different fruit trees, like plums, apricots, fig trees, peach trees, nectarines. Did I say apricot? I probably did. Well, yeah, and then he grew grapes, and he had another separate part of the yard where he grew chilies and squash and cucumbers and oh no, not cucumbers, zucchini. Well, I think he did at one time, but he didn't. They didn't grow very well, so he just gave up on that. Zucchini, and they were huge, like nothing you would see in the stores. Like, these suckers were big, like as like, I don't know, they were just so big. And he would grow grapes and spinach, and I thought it was kind of funny because I was like, gross, spinach. And one day my dad brought in some spinach, and I remember he was boiling it, and I thought, ew, gross, that's so, ugh, And he had washed it, and it was cold. And he's like, well, if you don't like spinach, why don't you try it cold? And I'll tell you what, I was shocked because I liked it, and I thought, oh my gosh, that is so good. And so he would go out and he would pick some spinach and bring it in the house, and then I would tell him, Daddy, don't boil it all. Leave me a couple of leaves. I want to have a salad. And yeah, so that was that was a little story about that, and that's when I first started liking spinach. But I only eat it cold. Even I don't care how much seasoning he would put in it. It was just disgusting. I did not like warmed up spinach or boiled spinach. It was just really gross. Yeah, so yeah, my dad used to make really good chili. And I remember when he would cook the chili, I would literally like choke. I'm like, when he would start, I don't know if it was the blender or he would start, putting them on the gomile, the hot plate, and the whole house would start smelling like chili, and I would start choking. I'd run out the house, and I'm not a chili eater. I'll eat a little bit, but not the really hot stuff. I can't handle that. And I remember I would run out. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. My neighbor's gardeners were cutting their grass, and it got kind of loud, so I kind of got cut off. So yeah, so I was talking about my dad's garden, his garden that he had, and stuff. Oh, what he was growing, and I was talking about when he would make chili in the house, and it would get so not smoky, but the fragrance of the chilies, and I literally would start choking and I would have to run out the house. Like, I couldn't. And it was just, it was crazy. Every time he made chili, like, that always, and people loved my dad's chili. I never got his recipe, though, because I didn't like the smell of it, I would run out of the house. But my dad, he was a wonderful person. He was like the sweetest man. You know, I love my dad, and of course he's not with me anymore, or with us, I should say. Yeah, he was just a awesome person. You know, he was in the Army Air Force. You know, and he was in World War II. He, you know, he worked for Santa Fe for years and retired from it. He was just an awesome, awesome dad. Like, he was very giving and very patient, and yeah, he just was just awesome. I think he spanked me one time. He spanked me one time. I deserved it, though. I tell you that, I deserved it. I was calling long distance to a friend, and we weren't allowed to use a phone like that. And, well, you know, so of course, you know, my dad was like, "Who are you talking to?" And and yeah, I got in trouble. So of course, and then I ran to my grandma, and she was more the discipliner, and she's the one who would spank us if we were being bad and things like that. So when I told her my dad spanked me, she was just kind of like, "What? I can't believe it, you?" And she was just kind of like, "Okay, give me the number, and we'll just call this person and say you're not going to be making phone calls to them anymore because you're in trouble." So, yeah. But I didn't hardly ever get in trouble growing up. It was just one of those things. Uh, you know, I was 16, and I thought I was in love. That's what you want to call it. Yeah, it was a boy. But, you know, we do things, and we learn. We learn from our mistakes, and yeah. But of course, you know, we're always going to make mistakes. And we grow from them. So you live and you learn, right? So anyways, back to the painting, and I think I'm just going to continue to finish painting this wind chime, and when I'm all done, I will show you the end results, because this video is getting way long. And yeah, so, and I'll work on stop saying so much. Sorry for that. Sorry, not sorry. No, I'm just kidding. Nah, yeah. See, I said it again. Okay. Anyways, I will get back to you as soon as I'm done painting, and I'll be right back. Okay, well, I finished the wind chime. I think it came out pretty good. I ended up painting it blue. Let's see if I can make it not so bright, because it's a little, well, the sun's out, so. And I even painted the little wooden thing that hangs on the end of it. It was kind of cute. Anyways, I painted the top brown. I painted, each one has a different color. I gotta turn it around. But yeah, I think it came out pretty good. So this will be my end of my video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. And yeah, I had it seemed like all my neighbors were having their yard done today. So It was kind of funny. I was like, every time I wanted to come back on, I had the neighbors, and I think my neighbors over there behind this house next to me might have been getting their pool pressure washed. I have no idea. But it was pretty loud out here, so I ended up doing 3 takes. So that's it. And I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye. I had to stop videotaping. You hear it? Yeah, I don't know what that noise is, but it's kind of annoying.